I smell so good now. Let's do this 5-minute summer makeup. And I'm gonna take off this bow. I'm going to start with my favorite moisturizer, Physiogel. Moisturizer is so important. I cannot emphasize enough. My skin has not been doing so well lately. As you can see, I have a lot of redness. And once I'm done applying the moisturizer, I am going to use some eye cream because I want my skin to be very plump for this makeup look. A little eye cream, not too much, because if I apply too much, it's going to make the concealer slip away. And we don't want that. I have been staying up all night watching Netflix. Has any of you watched Riverdale? Because I started watching it and it was good for a while, and then it got really weird and I couldn't understand what was happening there. My cream is done. I am going in with sunblock. It is daytime and it's really hot these days. It's super hot. For this video, I turned off my air conditioner and fan because the voice quality gets affected. And I'm gonna start sweating in about 5 seconds. And once the sunblock is absorbed in my skin, it does leave a white cast, but that's okay. We are going to apply foundation now, and I'm using my favorite Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. Taken this much, and I'm going to spread it, and then I'm going to start applying it with a brush. Obviously it's summers and you don't want to pack your face with foundation or concealer or anything heavy, so what I'm doing is I'm stamping it here. I'm not looking for too much coverage, but I do want my skin to look even toned, so that is why I am using foundation. I was thinking to skip foundation for this look, but since I have a lot of redness on my skin these days, I decided to use the foundation. This foundation is very light, and I think it's called serum foundation, which makes sense. It is so light and also very hydrating. I am stamping the foundation on my skin because after this I am going to use a beauty blender to even it out. I'm not gonna leave it like this. My hair is so frizzy. I have baby hair, and if I don't style them, they look like this. I don't apply a lot of foundation on my nose, especially when I'm doing a minimal makeup or summer makeup, so I'm just using whatever is left on the brush for my nose. If some of your blemishes are showing through, that's okay. Let them show through. They're not ugly, they're just part of you. I also don't blend my foundations too much to my neck because I feel like when it's time to remove the foundation, when it's time to take your makeup off, it's really hard to get in here and remove all the foundations. Next thing I'm using is this Maybelline concealer. This is also great for when you don't want to apply too much makeup. The formula is so light. I love the formula on this. This also helps highlight. When I'm doing glam makeup looks, I always use it as a highlighter. I like to leave my concealer after applying it for a while on my skin. That way it gives me a lot more coverage, and I think it also blends really beautifully. It's been 2 minutes and now I'm using a damn beauty blender. My nails got into my beauty blender. And I'm using a damn beauty blender, and I'm going to blend the concealer as well as the foundation that we applied before with the brush, so everything will even out on our skin and the concealer will give us the much needed coverage. I'm also going to use the same concealer. Whatever will be left on the sponge at the end, I will use it to prime my eyelids. All of us have redness, or at least most of us have this redness around the nose, so I like to go in there with a beauty blender, the corner, and just blend it there. Even if it's not completely gone, that's okay. It doesn't really bother me. As you can tell, it's a very light wash of foundation on my skin. I did not apply too much and I did not want too much coverage. And then I'm going to prime my lids, as I said, with whatever is left on the beauty blender. And that usually suffices for me unless I want a very heavy look. But today we're doing this really light summer makeup, so I'm not going to apply too much eyeshadow or anything on the eyes, so this concealer will be enough to prime our lids. It's time for a blush, and I'm using this Lively Lip Rouge from Egglips. I use it a lot in my videos. I love this shade. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use it on my lips. There's a cat outside. It's looking for it's so hot these days, so if you see any animals out there, please put water and food for them. I was looking, and the cat is staring at me right now. I'm looking in the camera and talking, and the cat is staring at me. The cat looks really confused. As I was saying, I'm going to use this as a lipstick and also as a blush. And I'm using it as a light wash of color, not too much, so I'm lightly applying it. Then I'm going to blend it with my fingers. And I'm also going to use this lipstick as a blush. And also, before I forget, I was saying that if there are any animals or birds that visit your house, please put out some food and water for them. They are thirsty. It's really hot these days and they're looking for food and water. And it's really hard for them to get it because it's hot. I'm going to use this lipstick as a blush. And before, I want to say here, before you use any products on your skin, you should do a patch test to make sure you're not allergic to it. And I have used this lipstick before on my skin, so I know I'm not allergic to it. It doesn't break me out. But it's true for any product, not just lipstick or blush. It's true for any product that whenever you use any new product on your skin, make sure you do a patch test beforehand so that you know that it's not going to cause any allergies or it's not going to break you out. I'm using my finger. I love using my fingers for blush, for anything really, for eyeshadow too. I think the warmth of your fingers really help in blending the products. I'm also going to bring it up here. I think this looks really beautiful in summers. If you bring your blush all the way here and towards your eyes. I love that sun-kissed look in summers especially. Make sure you blend it. Make sure it's not like a patch on your nose. And I'm going to clean my finger. I'm always cleaning my finger with a Kleenex, with a paper towel, and then using the next product. And I'm using this Maybelline stick. This is the Master Strobing stick, and I'm taking on my finger. And I'm going, this is the highlighter. This is a very subtle highlight and it's really beautiful. The first time I saw this, I think I told you this story before too if you have watched my previous videos. The first time I saw this in Olive Young, and I didn't have a job back then. And I was waiting for a job offer. I was applying to a lot of jobs, and as soon as I landed my job, I got my salary and the first thing I bought was this stick. I love it so much. It's really subtle and looks so beautiful on the skin. I am also applying it here on the Cupid's bow because it gives you that illusion of a lift, and then some in the inner corner of my eyes. As you can see, it looks so beautiful. It blended so nicely into the skin. I'm going to use some here as well under the brow bone, again for that lifting effect. For me personally, I feel like in summers when you use the eyeshadow that matches the color of your lid, it looks a lot more natural and beautiful. So I'm using this really warm brown eyeshadow that is similar to the color of my lid. I am going to apply it. I have a mirror here because I cannot see properly in the camera, so I use a mirror for myself. And then I'm using my finger again. I did clean my finger with a paper towel. I use this eyeshadow a lot. As you saw it, I have hit the pan on this eyeshadow. It's because I've used it so much. And previously I used to live with my friend, and she also liked this eyeshadow so much that she was also using it, so we both kind of used it and then hit the pan on it. But it's a really beautiful shade and it has a little shimmer in it. It's from Holika. It will be in the description box if you do want to buy the exact same product. There are some kids in my neighborhood and they don't stop talking, like ever. They're shouting and I think they're fighting and then crying. I have no idea what's happening, but it happens all the time. On my brows, I don't really like to fill them in for summer, so I take a spoolie brush and I just brush them out lightly to fix the wandering eyebrow hair here and there. And I think there's some leftover product on my spoolie brush because I always brush them after filling them in, so that helps. And my eyebrows are done. That's all I am going to do for my brows. And then I am going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. I don't like to use too much eyeliner in summers. I prefer mascara, but it's all up to you. You can use whatever you want. And then I am going to start curling my lashes. I will do a tutorial soon on how to get those perfectly curled lashes. I do have a specific technique that helps lift your lashes and make them curled, not like lift like straight upwards. I think a lot of people make that mistake, but I will do that video tutorial soon. And once they're all curled up, I'm going to use mascara. I'm going to clean my mascara tube, tilt it when you open it, and do this wiggling motion to get most of the product off the wand. You can also do like this, but then it just accumulates here at the opening and it's really hard to clean. So when you open the mascara, just tilt it and remove most of the product, most of the mascara off, and that way you won't get any clumps in your lashes. I'm going to wiggle my wand again to avoid any clumps, and then brush my lashes upwards. Can you see the difference? It's not the mascara, it's the technique. If this happens to you too, it's okay, let it dry, and then we are going to wipe it off with a Q-tip and some concealer, and it will not make any mess, I promise. Then for the last step, I'm going to apply this really beautiful sparkly lip gloss. So beautiful. And for summers, I think it's also because the lip glosses and lip oils are trending again, but for summers I think glossy lips look so beautiful. Look how beautiful and glossy that looks. And once you're done applying the lip gloss, if you used it over your lipstick, it can get stained like this, so use a paper napkin and just wipe it off so that your lipstick color does not go into the lip gloss bottle and cross-contaminate it. Just wipe off the applicator before putting it back in. I'm going to teach you how to remove this. So once this is dry, I'm going to take this Q-tip and I'm going to lightly remove it with a Q-tip, and then I'm going to take my concealer. I was too close to the camera. Then I'm going to take my concealer and I'm going to dot it right here, and then just leave it there for a minute, and then using the lightest pressure that you can, I'm going to blend in the edges, and it will look as good as new. And I paired this look with this white knee-length dress, and then I'm going to use this perfume from Etude House. It's called Sweet, Colorful Scent Perfume Sweet. They have discontinued this, they don't make this anymore, but this is the sweetest and the most feminine perfume I've ever smelled. I love perfumes and I'm very picky with them, but this one caught my nose as soon as I smelled it. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to apply it here. I like to not apply. I know applying it here behind your ears is a thing, but I don't apply it because I'm afraid that it's going to turn my jewelry black, because sometimes that happens. I smell so good now. It smells really good. And then for my hair, I do have the hair clips in. These ones, these are so pretty too. These ones I have the hair clips in, but I only used them to get the hair out of my face, so when I was doing my makeup. For today, for the very summery dress, I decided to go with this bow. Use it somewhere here. I'm supposed to do it like this, I don't know. I'm sure you can tell that I've never used a hair bow before. I think it looks weird. It has this really beautiful flowers and has this pink peachy tone. That is it. I hope you learned something from this video and you also enjoyed it with me, and I hope you're also enjoying your summers. I'd love for you to stay here on this channel and hang out with me, and I'll see you next time in another video. Till then, take really good care of you and your loved ones, and I'll see you soon.